Yo, 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 what's up, everyone? Welcome to Knowledge Relationships Talks of Tuesdays, home of the toxicity. And yeah, man, we're back for a while, until like I go back on another hiatus.
Nah, what's good, man? How you been?
Man, I've been doing good, jerk, man. Just been focused on like vacation and doing like extra gigs and shit.
Oh,
So
okay. You out here getting that money. I ain't mad at you.
yeah, man, trying, get a corporate gig, man, like doing photography stuff. So that's been going on pretty well.
Nah, no doubt, man. Shout out to you. I remember when you first started that, man. So I'm glad to see that blown up like that, man. Shit.
Man, I appreciate it, man. You know, it's only just the beginning, so
Okay, okay.
whatever I can do could keep myself busy.
But man, I saw the title, man. You getting kind of ill with the thumbnails, man. So what you got for us today?
Yeah, so we got a bunch of angry women, right? Whether if you're a 3 or 4, or a conservative, or you're just like a straight cat lady, for
Damn.
some reason, and I'm not classifying a particular group. I'm just classifying like, hey, one makes all, right? And unfortunately, it seems
Damn, you done lumped them all into it, huh? You was like, fuck it, y'all gotta get it.
hey, I'm just trying to be fair, man. So we don't throw lawsuits in the long run. But no, it seems like we have women who now hate black men in particular because based on the video in Suits, and I find that kind of weird because, man, like, dude, I mean, for years I had women telling me that they love a man with a nice suit, they love a man with a uniform. Shouts to Mac Tatum.
What's
Salute to.
good, Mac?
But yeah, even like our moms or grandmas, like, well, being all like with a man in a suit. So when I just see only like just two particular, well, there was a few other people that chimed in as well too, but when I see a few people like comment on that, and it was just so negative to say about men wearing suits. I was like shocked. I didn't think that was like the new thing of bashing.
Yeah, man, it's this a new level of hating, man. Cause I had to think about it. I'm like, damn, what would drive somebody to be mad at like motherfuckers having a positive image? And it's that inner hater spirit, man. You know how we be like, hey man, don't be a hater.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, if you think about it, man, a person that is like hating, that's in that state of mind, it's
Hmm.
almost like, man, they got some internal shit going on, and man, they hit a level of bitterness to the point, man, that they looking at everything as like negativity. Because it's like, because the dudes in the video, man, like you said, most of the time, if somebody's like trying to put on a suit, they trying to clean up their image, they trying to, move from, like I say the kind of like the gangster image and stuff like that. So they might be trying to polish themselves up. They might be hitting that next phase of their life where, like I said, they getting suit and tied up. They
Right.
feeling good about themselves. They feeling confident. So it's like, man, them people typically ain't doing nothing wrong and shit. So they just minding their own business. So to sit there and look at that and it irritates you. That's what I'm saying, man. Something internally is like broken in you where you're just, what I'm saying, that sets you off with all the negative shit in the world. Like, man, motherfuckers out here like, man, you turn on the news, you just see all kind of negative stuff, man. I see, like, I be doing a lot of the crime videos now and stuff, man. You be got dudes like kidnapping chicks, man, in Philadelphia or one of them little cities. Man, they had like a 53 people bust where they was like doing child porn and stuff like that. So I'm like, the shit that sets you off in life is a group of dudes wearing suits. That's what fucking makes you mad. Yeah, you got to be a bitter person, man, to hit that level of like bitterness and hate. With, what I'm saying, with all the stuff going on.
Yeah, man, there's more to it in life, man, than to worry about a man like just trying to look dapper, man, with other men. But hey, of course, like, we're the ones that's gonna be called like a GAY, for wearing those type of like suits, like for along with other men trying to be united. So I don't know, go figure. But let me just go ahead and play the video, man.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Go ahead and play that so we could break this down. Cause y'all didn't see I seen people talking about it. I didn't see the whole clip.
yeah. All right. So in all acts of fair use. Again, black men wearing suits is now offensive to black women, but I'm not gonna classify just black women only. That's just a talking point. But hey, I digress. Go ahead and play it.
Being a part of the movement. This is not about me. This is not about Evan. This is not about our team. This is about brotherhood. This is about
Hold on, hit pause real quick on that.
Yeah, sure.
Man, because you see, even in the video, they got the little kids out there too. So that's what I'm saying, man. Like, because, a lot of times, man, we be talking about leadership. So, leadership is like, people need to lead by example. So the fact that them brothers, they all dressed up, they like I said, they feeling good. They got that confidence and they got the little kids in there. They're seeing guys in suits. Man, you know how powerful like that imagery is for like young people to see that type of stuff. And man, they shitting on that. So yeah, that's one of the things I caught. But Trey, he got a YouTube channel, Trey the Truth Teller. He was out there in that because he knows a lot of the guy that was holding the event. I think it's down in like Dallas. I should have hit him up, man. Yeah, I wasn't putting 2 to 2 together. Like I said, I didn't see the clip. I heard him talking about it though. But yeah, he was, he was saying like they're doing a lot of positive things down there. So yeah, it was a little positive movement. But my bad. I know you want to keep going in the video, but I just wanted to point to that because I saw the little kids walking with him and stuff. The kids had they posture up and stuff. So nah, they that's what I'm saying. They lead him by example. If you just look even at the images in this video.
No, you good. I mean, look, honestly, like if I was out there like in the Dallas area again, which I was out in Fort Worth like a couple of weeks ago, and then touchdown and then went somewhere else too. But anyways, the point was like, if I knew about like that type of event when I was over there in Texas, dude, I would immediately brought a suit. I have suits, but I would just got like another suit just so I could just be a part of the movement, just be marching along. So that way, like y'all women could be like, oh man, this dude gay, man. Like
they sassy. That's the new shit right there. Oh, they sassy.
Right. So I'll be happy to represent. But anyways, though, let me go ahead and continue. See, that's how I know it was going to go left, right? You have all this dye in this person's hair right here. And then, I don't know what she is, though, but you could kind of tell that was already going to go south anyway.
I forgot her name, man, but she on that podcast, Horrible. They spell it with like a whore. So, yeah, she be always saying some off-the-wall shit. So, yeah, straight bitter.
Okay, so I could expect some horrible commentary.
Oh, definitely.
No. So you had to go put on your fucking vest and cummerbund and pose like you were a positive image for black men while you're...
Jesus. I thought it was just a whole bunch in line for brunch. Like, I didn't get that this was a positive image. Everyone
pause
had
real quick.
shoes on, a little pointed toe shining.
Damn, that's hate at its finest. She said them niggas was out there eating quiche, drinking mimosas at brunch, trying to look cute. She hating. This is hate at its finest. She said the motherfuckers going to brunch. So you know when they say that I was trying to figure out why you was like, GAY and all that. That's what they be like, oh, guys at brunch. Yeah, they try to say they sassy and shit. But that's a damn shame.
Well, that's what's always gonna come out of like a woman's mouth anyway. Like whenever like you're working with your fellow man and you're actually bonding with them, then it's like you have to kind of like you almost kind of like defend yourself. You almost gotta be like use a term like, hey, no homo or whatever, or like the pausable moment, because you already know like they're gonna say something to try to like diminish what you're trying to build. And honestly, man, like that's more corny as the person like, who was like upset at Michael B. Jordan for holding a grudge because she was calling him corny, type of corny. So yeah. Anyways, man,
Yeah, we play some more. We just had to stop it right there. Yeah, she said they was at brunch trying to look cute, drinking mimosas and stuff. Shout out to her hate though. She took hate to a whole new level. But yeah, let's see what else she got to say. We go.
Yeah. We always got to see what the other person got to say too, or co-host.
Shine shoes, and to me, a suit. Not all of them also had suit. Like it was giving blazers, not tuxedos.
Just shaming language.
I guess I just don't understand why black men knowing what Burlington Coat Factory is means it's a positive image.
Here we go. Shaming language. And this is coming from her. And I'm being as nice as possible. I am never impressed by the caliber of women that get on these spaces and talk mess about black men. Never impressed. This is the outlet that did the meetup, right? If you guys don't know, it's called Black Menswear. They have 432,000 followers. They have sponsorships with NASCAR, all types of different, notable places. They do a lot for black men and typically, in the black community. I love, bro, but we also done a lot in the community. This was a suit drive with the Dallas Mavericks. Last week, we did a Beyond the Game Dream Lab to show youth the opportunities with sports outside of being a player. We supported a school being built in Ghana. We fed the homeless. These guys are doing a lot of great work in the community and also abroad, right? And for some odd reason, black women, they decided that it was their time to shine to shame black men. Nothing's going to, ever be enough for black women. So I say this to black men, you guys, just do what you need to do and don't have it in your mind that you're doing it for black women. And don't even have it in your mind that you're bettering yourself for the black community, because it seems like we can't get support from our own people.
I like the video that he did the breakdown. Cause yeah, that's like I was saying before. Cause like I said, I ain't see it all the way through, and I ain't see what's his name, Medium Man or some shit like that. He be doing some good videos. He does a lot of the stats, but I mean, just say even if they was fucking going to brunch, and they was out there just kicking it and shit, they just wanted to look fly. Like, why the fuck would that bother you? You know what I'm saying? That's why I understand, especially because that'd be like if we say we reversed it. Man, there was a whole group of women out there. They wearing like, classy dresses. They got business suits on. Mm-hmm. And they was out there just, chilling, looking classy. I'd be like, damn, okay, they looking good over there, man. And then say we found out that it was a cause for like, good health. They got their daughters with them. They showing them that positive image. I'd be like, yo, man, that's tight. Any guy that has something to say with that, we would give them smoke. I'd be like, man, why are you tripping about that, man? Y'all complain that they looking hoish and stuff. Now we see some ones that's looking classy. Should we big them up? So yeah, this is why, like I said, man, all the complaining about, men are, they trying to be young, they dressing, they acting childish. But then when some brothers step it up, they in that realm of like taking it to that next level and stuff. They got some shit to say. So nah, that's just hate, man. I think it stems from like rejection. You know what I'm saying? I think those females looked at that video and then when they saw them brothers up there actually do some positive stuff because they internally ain't in line with that, that's why they had a problem with it. Because it's almost like, you know what, if I can't be a part of that, I can't get that type of man, you know what, let me kind of like talk about it. Let me shame him. Like you said, let me put the little stupid labels that people are doing now.
Right.
What's good, Bolo?
Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, man. And like I said, man, that's what really tears down community, man. When you're on, like, people are not really supporting you like they should. But the good thing is that, like, if they're not supporting you, those particular women, that's why you gotta find other women or other people that's going to be aligned with you. See, a lot of times, even in the message of this video, right? I get what the point is, right? Like, black men focus on doing you, but at the same time, this is why we can't really focus on the negative aspects of what's going on in these communities. So you just have like two heifers, right? That's bitter. They mess with the wrong type of man, and now they're butthurt So they're always gonna have something to say and want to spew out some talking points because they're trying to get viral, clicks and views. But outside of those type of people, I'm for sure that 95%, or maybe I'm going too far. Let's just say 85% to be fair. I'm for sure 85% of these women, right, are supporting their husbands, or standing by them. You may not see them, but I'm for sure like they're giving them full support. And I feel sure they're admiring the leadership that these black men are portraying by marching along together, along with their sons, dressing up in suits. They're getting sponsorship. They're doing for the great good community. What more can you really ask for? Like to me, like it's kind of redundant to try to hate on something like that, and just try to identify as, men going out to brunch.
Well, my thing is, man, like, everybody breaks down shit because, we do it too, man. So we do be talking some shit. But it's like, man, you should attack like negative behaviors. That's where there's certain things don't need to be attacked. Like I said, say some sisters was out there doing some positive stuff, man, I got nothing to say. And it's not like you always have to support everything either. But man, you don't got to dog it out. So, like I said, man, when we are complaining about positive images and the media pinning us in a certain way, but then you got people, stepping it up and they taking control of their own image and they're putting positive stuff out there. You shouldn't be dissing that if, you're using a whole argument, man, the media controls what we do. They put this out there, which could have some truth to it. But it's just like, damn, when people are, like I said, stepping up and, doing the right thing, man, you shouldn't be slandering that either, man. So, that's where everything don't need to be commentary. That's where I'm trying to say. It's like, man, everything don't need to be a fucking joke, Attack the bad behaviors. There's a ton of that shit going on.
Right. No, that makes sense.
Yeah, because, man, imagery is important. Like, I got my son, and that's why I always carried myself in a different way. That's why I had to grow up, stop being selfless. So I made sure I maintained a certain image. I don't drink. Well, I do drink a little bit, occasionally, but nothing like crazy in front of my son and stuff. It's more like social stuff, but like smoking and, having a lot of bad habits, looking tacky. Because your kids pick up, your habits and stuff, man. It's funny. I was looking at one video where these parents, man, they just recently got arrested because their kid was like 7. Well, it wasn't funny, but their kid, ended up passing away because the kid was like 200 something pounds at 7. But you looked at the image, you looked at the photo of the parents, man, they were like slobs and stuff like that, neglected themselves. So it just trickled down to like people's generations. And you could see that stuff. So I thought it was dope. Like they had the kids out there with them, their sons and stuff, showing them other dudes that's getting it and stuff. I think that's a powerful tool, man, what you see.
No, I definitely agree with you on that one. Like I said, man, the parents, it starts with you, man, and how you choose, like, to like raise like your kids. So, but yeah, and speaking of parenting, I do have another video about that, but I will save that for last.
Okay.
Now the second video, right?
But real quick, I just wanted to, so the two females, man, like I said, man, the name of her podcast is Horrible. And she talk about like getting pounded out in cars and stuff, threesomes with her friends and shit. So, man, I think she looked at that video and she saw guys that wouldn't give her the time of day because of her background and stuff, how she carries herself. And that's where the hate really came from. That's why I said it's probably stems from like rejection. Because, man, I see that from a lot of types of those women that kind of operate like them. It's almost like they got to jump ahead of the rejection. So they got to put it in a position of strength where they, I don't like that. I don't like guys that wear suits. I don't like, those guys are square. Those guys, they're lame. So it's like a protectionism thing because typically them guys that got structure in their life, they got their stuff together. They wouldn't even give them the time of day. So it's almost like, let me destroy that stuff because I can't get that prototype of a man. So that's all that shit is.
Okay, well that makes sense. I just look at it like, look, man, based on how you describe it, you just have some people, man, that unfortunately are just full of ignorance. So you're not gonna really have like a open mind to something that's more intellectual, more positive, is like your mindset is going to be like to like where it stems from your own realm.
No, definitely that. And then, you know, when people are lazy, because the flip side of it is like, man, you can have all the preferences you want.
Yeah.
You know, like say, for example, like say like a female's like, man, I want the guy in the suit, like you were saying earlier, you know, they always used to give the prototype. I want the guy that's like attractive, you know, he's knowledgeable, he dresses nice, you know, all the checklist.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you gotta be in a position that he wants you back. So, you know, when some people, they don't want to put the work in, you know, they want to kind of be in delusional state. You know, once they start realizing, you know, once we start getting up there in age and stuff, and that's why I said a lot of times that's where people start facing that rejection more and more, and they start realizing a lot of stuff ain't obtainable for them. That's when they start, either people are going to handle things two ways. Either they're going to like, damn, let me get my shit together, let me build myself up so I can put myself in proximity of these people, or, you know, I have enough attraction where they like me back. The lazy ones are just like, nah, I'm not doing all that, but let me try to shame them to liking me. That's they trying to do some like reverse psychology to try to get some dick. So yeah, that's what that shit is.
Yeah,
Witchcraft.
That's what. Yeah, that's definitely what Stan would say too. Witchcraft. You know.
Shout out to Stan.
Yeah. But all right. So the next video, right? So you know, I gotta like expose like, you know, some sympathy or whatever, right? Because you know, like us good men, we're not perfect.
I see what you're doing though. You ain't shit. Why you got a light skinned simp? Our first time back in a while, man. You gonna pull a video of a light skinned simp?
You know what?
It's all good though, M3. It's all. I see what you're doing though. I just wanted to call it out before we play the video.
I wasn't even thinking the brother was light skinned. You know what I mean?
Stop playing. You was like, oh, okay, shit. Here's a video of a light skinned simp. He was like, fuck jerk.
Hey,
I'm messing with you.
But shouts to this content creator, Brandon Jamal. He's usually like a hot mess, but he's definitely a funny content creator, man. So, anyways, we're gonna just check out the reaction of his.
Hold on, before you even play it though, man. Shorty, man, you can tell by the body language, just even before we played this video. She turning her head. He's kissing her temple. So, just based on this image, this still shot, my man's tricking. He's one of them pay to play brothers. Cause look at that face, man. She looking at her. She's like, man, I can't wait to this like, you know, session or whatever it is. This like date is over, so I could call, you know, the guy I actually like. That's what her face is saying right there. But my bad, you can play the video.
Oh man,
look at that lean though, man. Look at that body language.
Maybe it was for the photo, but I guess
Nah.
Tricking is a mental illness, man. And
Pay to play.
If you suffering with tricking like disease, man, look, get some professional help. See like a therapist, get some consultation. But definitely, man, hey, stop tricking, man, because it's not good for your health or your mental well-being, man. That's all I gotta say. The more you know. But all right, let's go ahead. We're gonna play this and find out what's going on with this one. Oops, hold on.
So much. Let's see what we got going on here. Me and Edwin only been together for 6 months. All right, young love is great. Okay, ooh, all right. When I met him, I had just left a mentally and physically abusive relationship, and he didn't care that I was It would be bad enough if Edwin got you pregnant after 6 months, but when he met you, you was already... Oh, Christ. Edwin, son, I ain't gonna lie. You look like the type of dude who would simp over a pregnant girl. Y'all, my page is available for promo and booking. Edwin, I hope... Edwin? All right, y'all, I've been tagged in this video so much. Let's see what we got going on here.
Yeah. So I know that it kind of came off a little fast or whatever. But to provide some context, this light-skinned brother named Edwin fell in love with this chick, you know, and I get it. She's Latina, right? So I don't blame him, but she was already pregnant by the dude that left her. And
Latina chicks are born pregnant, goddammit.
Right. You give him a kiss, man. Next thing you know, you have a baby coming out. You know. So yeah. So dude decided, hey, he's gonna play the role as stepdaddy right before the baby comes out. As I think she was like, let me see, because they was together for 6 months. So she was like, I would say like 6 months pregnant, if that's the case.
Hold on, the math. Now about three months, 2 to 3 months, because it said they've been together for 6 months. So yeah, about 2 to 3, because she was pretty big, man. Like she was about to go in that last imagery.
So you think she was pregnant for like 3 months, you say?
Yeah, before she met Edwin, if they've been together 6 months, because she looked like she about to bust any minute. So.
Oh, okay. I guess you're saying
Yeah,
like
yeah.
so probably at that time, 6 months ago, she was 3 months pregnant.
Like two to 3, I would say. I
Okay,
could be off. I ain't no fucking female.
Yeah. and this is what makes me sad, right? Because not the fact that he's doing this, right, symmetry stuff, but it makes me sad because then I had to go to Stan and be like, damn, Stan, you were right. Men want to be loved. And damn.
Nah, Stan, man, it ain't a need to be loved, man. It's just, like I said, man, we were talking about the first video. So now here's an example of a guy that don't love himself. Don't want to put the work in to like build himself up the right way where he could get a female that don't have these traits of somebody that's like maneuvering out of necessity, that's, needs to use somebody because of the bad position and the bad decision making that they made and stuff. So the fact that he's like you said, aligned with a female that was knocked up at like month 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta see yourself as like a dude that's just you got a scarcity mindset. You're maneuvering out of duress. Like, I can't do no better. You're pedestalizing. So like I said, instead of him just like working on himself, building himself up, getting right, and potentially aligning with the right females at that time, he's just like, hey, this is the best I could do type thing.
I guess so, man, because because it's hard for me to imagine going on a date with someone, then you find out they're pregnant. And it's like, okay, you have a choice. You literally do have a choice. Are your self-esteem that low to where you feel like a pregnant woman is the best thing that you could ever achieve in your life versus finding out and discovering other opportunities, meeting new people who are not pregnant, even if they're single moms? I'm just like, that's kind of like, it's almost like you could do better from getting a single mom, but you choose to get a pregnant woman who's about to become a single mom. I mean, now she is though, but it just it doesn't feel right, in my opinion.
Well, this one's worse, man, because depending on what age you are, man. So say like right now, I'm in my 40s and I ain't messing with no young chick. So I'm going to get with somebody my age. Everybody around my age got kids. That's the reality. Now, I wouldn't move in with somebody that has some kids till they move the house, till the kids left the house, but I would date somebody with kids. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but like to get somebody that just got pregnant, my thing is like, typically if they're doing something like that and they're not focused on like, first having the kid, getting their structure together, they're probably moving out of necessity and, like I said, duress at that point to where they're like, man, damn, I gotta hurry up, find a relationship so somebody take care of me. So they're not even looking to align with somebody that they actually like, somebody that got their stuff together, got good characteristics. They're pretty much just pulling anybody in their life to like, pay some of these bills and stuff. So for a guy to do that at that point where it's like, damn, you pregnant and you out here dating? You know what I'm saying? You got bigger fish to fry at that point. Because if I was a female, I'd be like, look, man, I need to get my stuff together. I need to make sure I'm doing stuff. Dating would be just out of my mindset at that point. So yeah, that's why I'm looking at it like that. She's looking for a savior at that moment. See, it would be different. Say like she got pregnant, it didn't work out with the guy. Shit happens, man. You moved on. you got structure in your life, man, your finances together, and a guy seen that, it's like, nah, man, she's actually a good female, man. She's not looking to use a guy. She got structured. That would be different. But man, when she just 2 to 3 months, yeah, that's why I could tell from that first image. I was like, yeah, she's looking for a lifeline. You can see it in her face.
You know, let me play the video one last time, just so I can look at the images.
Yeah, play it again.
Me and Edwin only been together for 6 months. All right, young love is great. Okay, ooh, all right. When I met him, I had just left a mentally and physically abusive relationship, and he didn't care that I was It would be bad enough if Edwin got you pregnant after 6 months, but when he met you, you was already... Oh, Christ. Edwin, son, I ain't gonna lie. You look like the type of dude who would simp over a pregnant girl. Y'all, my page is available for promo and booking.
That's my why.
Yeah, Edwin
And
tripping,
next thing
boy.
you know, next thing you know, like you wearing, I don't know what the hell he's wearing on his head, right? But next thing you know,
Yeah, he
you
got a
know,
bonnet on.
a bonnet care for someone else's like kid, and there was like a movie. I forgot the name of the movie, but it was starring with Taye Diggs and Megan Good. And
I know which one you talking about, but
yeah, it was one of those like Lifetime movies. You know, look, I was by myself. I had nothing to do, so I watched one of those.
stop lying. You was in the crib crying, drinking that cheap ass Melissa Ford wine. You
Hey, look, hey, we can't look, we can't say that name no more for a while. All right.
You was in a crib drinking Melissa Ford wine. You was like, man, let me watch a rom-com, man. I'm feeling a little sensitive today.
Hey, you better have her come after us again, man. Like, you said this one last time. But no, but so the movie, like, you know, in the middle, Make It Good was a cop. She had like 4 daughters. Taye Diggs was a military dude, and he fell in love with a single mom, and he became like stepdaddy like in no time. And of course, like, you know, something tragic happens at the end because this is Lifetime or whatever, right? So I'm not going to spoil it, but the whole premise was that after when something happened to the wife, the deadbeat dad pretty much wound up taking custody over the kids. Despite of him being married, despite of him being a good stepdaddy, right? Ultimately, the father still wins. And I'm not saying it's going to happen in that particular case, but what I could kind of predict is if he's much of a loser as what he's doing right now, and she ever gets back with this dude, all they got to do is just come in the picture and just take his kids and be reunited with his family again. And then he'll be out of the picture. So
no, that's a possibility, man. The sad thing is, man, when you played the video again, because I didn't catch the piece where she was like, she been with what's his name for 6 months, you know, even though she was pregnant before, she left what'd she say, mentally, physically abusive relationship.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, okay, like before I was like, man, she got all the issues of like carrying a baby, you know, all the changes that come from that. Mm-hmm. So it's like, man, that dude Edward got to deal with that. Then if she came out of that, like, if it's real, like she came out of that abusive relationship with that guy, man, she still like kind of process that trauma from that. You know, a lot of them be like, man, I got trauma, I gotta go to therapy. So it's like, man, he's dealing with a lot of these issues. This is what I was trying to paint before. It's like, man, these issues ain't really related to you. Yeah, you like somebody, but man, a lot of times people don't, you know, they move off of like lust and just looks, and they don't like really dig into what they getting themselves in. So like you said, it's like she really don't like him because she's with him out of necessity. But say like somebody else comes along, the kid's father or somebody else that she actually starts liking a little better, she's gonna jump ship. So a lot of times when them guys are talking about like the monkey branch and shit, it's situations like these when the female didn't like them from the jump. They didn't do no type of vetting on the girl. They didn't break down nothing. Yeah. You know, because a lot of times people got wise people in their lives, but it's this thing with like, especially men, man. I'm seeing more and more now where we got that ego, man, and we don't want to go and get like some wisdom from somebody else because we're like, oh man, what's he know more than me? You know, I don't want to look like a punk if I go get some insight, break some situations down with some guys. So they'll jump into that stuff, and like 5 years from now, she gonna divorce him, take his shit. Then this motherfucker gonna be in a fresh and fit chat talking about these hoes ain't shit. You know, getting what's those one-on-ones with like Myron Gaines and shit.
Oh, Walter Reese.
yeah, getting one-on-ones. Yeah, so that like I said, ton of red flags, man. But that dude, like I said, man, when you don't build yourself up, you don't work on yourself, man, that you kind of trapped to, you know, the bottom tier, man, if that's what you're gonna keep yourself at.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So again, man,
yeah, that was sad right there. Shit. My
know,
man's like, damn it, I'm gonna be in there. But just to even imagine if the child's father, because like that's the other piece, man. I got a couple of friends that, you know, they messing with women with kids and stuff, but them dudes like recently, man, I know 2 people, man. It's like a lot. It's messy, man, because the child's father's in the picture. He's upset. So he's like causing the kid's fathers in both situations are causing issues. So man, these situations is messy, man. I'm not saying no, because you could find a couple of examples that it's like, oh, everything's worked out. But in a lot of cases, man, like these situations are real complex. And if you look at the secondary like divorce rate for families, especially when you have like blended families and stuff, man, that divorce rate is high as fuck. So statistics alone even show like, man, these don't have a high like success rate because it's all those complexities that you're dealing with. And, you know, most people ain't assessing it properly before they get into it, man. They just jump into it because like attraction or necessity. And that's what fucks them up.
Yeah, I feel you. And it's like, it's hard work, man, because this is like what you sign up for. Especially if the kid's father is partially active or is trying to be active, and then alone you're in a relationship with a bitter baby mama who don't even want the kid to even be around with the dad, and that makes it even worse. And then that makes you guilty of association because you know what's going down.
Yeah, no facts. There's that side too.
I just don't want to deal with that headache, man. Especially
that's why I said, man, I could date somebody, but I couldn't. Because even if a female's telling me like, hey, the dude was crazy and all that, I'm automatically out. I ain't about to be in there. Dude gonna be drinking one night and then get upset and be like, man, let me drive over there. I'm good.
But you know, at the same time, man, look, I gotta be open and honest too, man. You know. You know, your boy almost fell into
stepdaddy season.
Yeah, what's a year for me? I think, right? Was it a year already? 2000 and last year was there for a year, man. You know, I almost got caught up, man, with 2 Latina baby mamas, man, and I mean, one had like 4 kids, man, and grandkids on top of that.
Damn.
You know, thank God she rejected me, but you know,
you was gonna be at the crib. What was you rocking the Sombreros in the house and shit? You was out there smelling like baby food and stuff. Like, god damn.
Look, man, you know, I don't know, man. Like, had I put a ring on that or whatever, man, you probably wouldn't see the live stream, man. Like, I'll be a whole different person.
Oh, you would have had to get like 3 jobs, man.
Man, for real, man. Like, I'll be out there in the field, selling corn.
Time you got off of work, you got to go clock in at your next job. You get like 15 minutes to get to the other job. You would have been like, look, man, I can't. I could only film every 3 years like the Olympics and shit.
And then the other one, oh man, it's like she was bad, right? You know. Hold on. I see that comment, Wally, right?
Get him, Wally.
That street cred.
Yeah, M3 was he was like, shit, I'm trying to be the super stepdaddy out here. What, they had an award show or something for stepdaddies? You was like, look, like you was jumping all in the mix. 4?
Man, I was.
You was trying to win a prize or some shit?
Man, I was like the spokesperson, man, or whatever, the ambassador almost gonna be for stepdaddies, man.
How old were the kids in that dynamic though, man? Were they like older or like was she one of them fucked up ones that had like a teenager that was like 17, then a 11-year-old, an 8, and a 3-year-old? Like, god damn, you ain't playing shit out.
She was actually a good person. Like, she had like a 13-year-old, she had a 17-year-old, a 21-year-old, and then her oldest was like, I think like 24. No, 21 and 24, something like that.
Damn.
You know, and then
You said the youngest was like 13?
Yeah. With a couple of like, needs or whatever that need to be met, but
By the same dude too?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then that
And you said, hold on, but you said grandkids too, right?
because the oldest one had children too, though. Like 2
Damn.
kids.
So you was in a mix. You was in a
Hey,
yeah, you would have fucking married that. Like, hey, year 3, you would have been in therapy, chain smoking. Like, I don't know what's going on, man. I love her, but we just can't get along. You would have been out there like, just, that little bald spot at the top they get from stress, the blowout. That's what they call them. Yeah, you would have been in there stressed.
You would have had a bald spot right between my braids.
Yeah, you would have had that blowout. You would be like, look, man, life is hard, man. I don't know what to do. My grandkids don't even like me.
Oh man,
I'm glad that ain't work out, man. Shout out to you for getting out of that. See, man.
but yeah, man. Like I said, man. Like it's the point is, man. It's easy to talk. Oh, and then there was one more too, though. Like, and then that's when like I really woke up, right, and I found God, right, in this one. Shouts to Von Eric.
What's good, Von Eric?
Blessings.
So you was a baby mama connoisseur, shit. At that moment, goddamn.
Man, I was on look.
Did you find these on like an app? Did they have like a a bad single mom app or some shit? Like, goddamn, you was like, well, hold on, this one right here, 2, 3.
Oh, sure. It was even worse too, and I forgot to even mention the other one too. But
damn, see, that's what I'm saying, man. When you was collecting them like Pokemon cards, man. Nah, but let me stop stopping. Y'all want to hear this story? Go ahead.
Look, they was choosing me. Then there was another chick, right? Oh God, she was bad, right? She was fine, like finer than like a glass of fine wine type of bag. Of course, she was Latino, by the way, but she also had she was also a single mom. Now she only had one kid compared to like.
Okay, see, one man, you getting the 1s and 2s. That's doable.
It was doable, but
you talk about 3 or 4
far away, right? She was out there in Fresno somewhere, so that's like a 2-hour, like a 2.5-hour drive. So that was gonna work out. But then this other chick that wanted to get with me, and she was ready for me to come onto her house. That's when I knew something was wrong. There was a but let me bring Wally in this mix, right? Because he can hear it.
What's good, Wally?
It's a little Wally.
Go ahead, finish the story. We gotta hear this fuckery.
Okay.
Yes, because this whole baby mama solution. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's a connoisseur.
You the warrior of this whole thing. Oh please, because see the way you be out here fighting. Lord knows you on the wrong track.
Yeah, on his like on them dating apps, you got to put a profile in there. He must have put in there like, I will only date like single moms with like 3 or 4 kids. I want you burnt out.
See, so by that acknowledgement, you must be paid, man. You must be paid anything.
All right, go ahead, finish your story.
I get it. Single moms usually are the best givers and they're more responsible. But this last chick, and this was the point where I was like, okay, I learned my lesson, Lord. I get it, right? Don't do it. So it was this other chick, right? And the moment like she was ready for me to come to her house, right? And she was kind of a little bit far, but like maybe an hour away. That's when I kind of got suspicious. I was like, And I started asking her a question. I was like, hey man, like how many kids do you have? Anybody want to guess a number real quick?
I'm gonna say like 6.
4.
6 and 4. Yeah, y'all hella off.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Do what the number is.
This
Like
woman-
8?
This woman had 14 to 16 kids.
What the fuck?
Mm.
This is why I said 14 to 16, right? Because you have to count like I didn't even fully count the grandkids. that
Nah,
she
don't
had.
count.
Oh,
You
okay,
said
wait,
like
well, why you
14 of her
counting
actual
grandkids? No.
kids.
Yeah, 14 actual kids.
None of them was adopted or anything. Woo.
She was just getting popped.
Yeah, she
Mm.
yeah, that's the definition of she had the blessed well, cause boy, they ain't nowhere.
Yeah, and she was like, "Yeah, are you sure you don't want to come on?" I was like, "Yeah, like look, man, hey, I'll tell you what, don't call me. I'll call you, right? Just give me I'll give you a call whenever I have some time to hit you up or free time." And that was it. Block.
So you said she was damn near trying to get you to the house, right? She was like,
she's trying to have number 15, and I was about to be that.
"Nah, you was about to get kidnapped." you ain't see that movie back in the day? It was like that Stephen King movie Misery, where they locked that dude in the house. The lady was like a super fan, and she was like broke his leg so he could have leave. Yeah, you was about to be in a closet. Yeah. That's a goddamn. How long was you talking to her before you like finally asked her how many kids she had, man? This sounds like some shit that you should be asking on like date number 1 or 2, like,
At this point,
over that cup
you
of
would've
coffee,
raised
like.
Stan's PTSD at this point, just saying that shit.
No, so I don't usually go on dates with them until like I actually see them in person. Well, see them virtually. So unlike other dudes that were talking on the phone, set up a date, I'm like, look, I gotta see who you look like first. And if you're not looking like a certain type of person from your pictures, I'm not gonna go after it. You know?
Oh, okay. So like, but I'm saying there ain't no like, man, I've been out the game so long, so man, I'm just asking these questions. You know, motherfuckers. You should. When I was out here dating, people had beepers and shit. You had to hit the phone booth like Clark Kent. But I mean, there's no like conversation before the date, like a baseline of like, man, like, hey, let's get on this phone, man. Let's talk about like you ask me some questions, I ask you some stuff.
Well, that was like
y'all just like fuck it. We gotta meet at, and I gotta see you fit first before like, and then you start asking questions.
No,
there's no wrong way. I'm just trying to figure out, man.
No. My particular baseline was that look, I hit you up with like 2 or 3 text messages because you start off with text first, and then after that, then I'm like, hey, let's exchange phone numbers. From that point, I tell them straight up, like, look, like I need to see who you look like virtually before I even go on a date with you. And if you don't meet that requirement, we ain't having shit. Ain't gonna be no date. So think about like, okay, you meet the person after a couple of texts, then you have a virtual date, like FaceTime basically. That way, not only it's the same thing, you talk to them on the phone, but you're also taking a look to see how they look like. So
I guess I got like thresholds you got to meet because I don't even need to see you. Like first, I'm bougie. I'm cheap too, so I'm like, man, what's your FICO score? Then I'm gonna be asking kids because I ain't trying to raise nobody's kids, man. I already raised my son, so I'm gonna be like, man, how many kids you have? Do they live with you?
No, but I'm a visual observer, right? I gotta see. So me look at your FICO score. I gotta visually see how you look like, and by me judging how you look, I can tell when you have good credit or you have fucked up credit.
You can't tell by them looks. Yeah, you tripping. You know how many fine girls are broke as shit.
I guess hold on. If you're trying to seriously say like she got a 10, like, oh yeah, she got bad credit. In a sense, I can see that. But let's be real, bro.
He ain't gonna be able to tell.
I ain't going off of that.
Yeah, M3. He just want to see. He like, look, is she fine? And
but I ain't going off.
I'll grow to like her. That's how that shit work. Don't let him fool you. Damn, that many kids though. Woo. I think you should have gave her a shot though, man. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think you should have sucked that up, man. What happens if she was a good person? She got her life together.
Man, now that won't even matter, man. Because the mom has her life together doesn't mean like all her other kids have their lives together.
Yeah, that's a lot of kids. I'm just fucking with you. I ain't no way in hell. Like,
yeah,
I don't care if she got the best personality characteristics on the planet. That one I gotta skip. Time she said, what was it again? 10?
14.
Oof. Yeah, she was on a mission to fuck her life up. I just probably would have taught to her to like dissect her mindset. Like I would have been, it wouldn't even been on no date and shit. I'd be like, man, I gotta figure out how the fuck did you get in that state to where you had like 14 kids? Like what was y'all pursuing? You know what I'm saying? What was what was in your mindset to do that? You know, I'll be asking them type of questions. I'll be so curious. It'll be like a documentary or some shit. But yeah, it would definitely be no date. I couldn't mess with nobody like that.
You know, one of these days, like I'm gonna have a live stream and I'm just gonna talk about all my Facebook stories. You know?
Yeah, you got some stories for days. Them shits be hilarious. And shout out to you, man, for being open, man. Cause you know, so many people, man, they act like their lives is be perfect. And we can't like humanize stuff. So man, that's why I was telling somebody, I was like, I like chopping it up with you guys. Cause man, we don't have them egos. Like everything's always perfect and stuff, man. We know how to crack them jokes and stuff. And you know, chill out. Everybody's on that bravado. Like, oh, I'm the toughest person. I had all the best looking chicks. I was like, man, full of shit. I had some chicks that were hunchback. You know, every chick wasn't no model, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, like I said, the whole point of even me like talking about it is because like,
yeah, what was the point of all this? How do we get down this? No, I'm joking.
How do we get down this black hole? Hey, we was talking about like tricking, man, and house of disease, man, and we started talking about baby mamas, and I'm like, damn, man, I like, you know, just because we have these type of talking points, man, doesn't mean we're not falling victim into it as well. So, you know, your boy almost fell to the dark side as well, man. But
you dodged a bullet on a couple of those, man. I'm glad you snapped out, man. Shit.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't usually say this, man, but I think that was a work of the Lord, man, like for not making it happen for me. So that's whatever, right? Shout outs to whatever. But
hey, let me ask you, man, what's it just because like I said, man, like say I'm turning 47. So I'm not messing with no young man. I have no interest in that. I'm not no trick. I'm not paying for no.
That's good.
No look. So I'm gonna get somebody my age, and I know they're gonna have kids. Like I said, is that kind of what you was running into, man? Because it's like, man, when you get older, man, it's just like the realities are different, and I don't think a lot of people think about this shit.
Well, the thing is, the reality is like I was aware that most women are gonna have children, right? Even like my first date on Facebook with a white woman, she had like like 3 kids or something like that, right? But I was okay with it because I had no intentions of even like being with her anyway. But the other thing is that look, I ain't gonna lie, like I was just like on a cheek clapping tour. So, you know, that's all I was like kind of like thinking about, like kind of like more like it was like mid to long term, or I'll say like, or sometimes short term, depending like on who I'm talking to and how I'm feeling. If I'm not really feeling you like that, it's definitely gonna be short term, you know. But I want to put myself in a situation where I'm gonna like have like a oopsie type of moment. And like I mean, honestly, if you have so many kids, I'm already judging you to have like to be a person that makes bad decisions. And
well, you said too many are kids.
Huh?
You said too many are just kids in general.
No. If like in that case, if you have like, I'll say like if you have like 5, I'll say 4. If you have like 4 kids or more, and especially if you have like over 10 kids, you're a bad decision maker.
I agree with you. Yeah, a certain amount, man. Your finances ain't in line with that because it costs, man, to raise kids, man. I don't care what anybody say. Unless you out here churning butter and shit, you knitting outfits, like it's gonna cost. So yeah, you have a certain amount. I'm with you. I gotta look at that sideways.
And you also have to give account too, right? And I'm not like, and that's the thing because I deal with kids that's on the spectrum, but when you have so many kids, like at least like like 1 out of 100 or something, right? Or maybe 1 out of 10. I don't know. I don't do the statistics like that. I'm just making shit up. You're gonna have like a kid that has going to have special needs, and I think that particular person, she had like 2 of them. So
Oh, okay, damn.
yeah, and I'm not knocking it down like a red.
No,
flag.
it's tough though, man, because they require a lot of like attention and care, man. Like it's a. I know people that got that, man. They're built for it, and they be like telling us like the stuff they got to do. It's a lot. It's a different level of work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gotta be
You're
like,
just acknowledging that. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
yeah. You just gotta be a dude that's genuine and not as selfish as I am. You know, so if you have that type of trait where you could actually love that person and love yourself less, far less, then hey man, look, a woman with 16 kids is good enough for you. But for me, I can't deal with it. And I'm actually glad with the person I'm with right now, she has no kids at all. So
Oh,
yeah.
y'all living life, boy. What they call y'all dinks? Dual income, no kids. Y'all chilling.
Shit. Yeah.
Hey, let me. So, what app was you using? So, if I ever get single, I'd never use that motherfucker. Hey, while we got to avoid that app with like the plague, goddamn it. What app was you
I don't
on?
do apps anyways.
Oh, okay. Where was it though, M3?
No, it was just Facebook dating. It's the dating portion is integrated when you sign
You
up.
said Craigslist.
No.
That man's so crazy.
But for those who didn't hear, Facebook dating. Like
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that's a dating portion inside Facebook.
Let me write this down real quick. Yeah, you sound like you had some different experiences over there. I might have to go to like Asian singles and something. Chickswithmoney.com or something.
Hey, look, overall, I had a shit ton of fun, you know, when I was using that app. And yeah, man, look, like I said, I have stories.
No, it seems like it would be pretty fun though. Like
Yeah.
when kids have like 17 kids, I mean, it's gonna be a lot of birthday parties. It's gonna be a lot of functions that you get to go to. So yeah, I can see how it could be fun, but shit ain't gonna be fun on your pockets.
Hey, but you know, I did say like in the previous, like live streams, I was like, hey, look, if I were dating, let's say like a Latino woman with all those kids, I'll make it useful though. I'll have my little farm or whatever, my little tribe. They're not gonna be slave children, okay? We're not doing that, but I'll teach them like new skills where they could develop, and then we could all make money together. That's the way how I kind of look at it. But
That's a clever way of saying sweatshop. That was a tactful way of saying sweatshop. I like how you did that though. That was skillful. That
yeah, I appreciate it. But
that was hilarious.
Anyways, I do have one last video.
Okay.
And then this one, this one's like a construction worker. He has his own little business, but unfortunately, he messed with the wrong type of mother who's influenced like her child, right, to pretty much turn his back on him. And
Is this the same one I sent in the chat?
yeah.
Yeah, this shit's ugh.
So hold on. Before you even play it, because man, I like reading the image. I like looking at the image, and we put some assumptions on these people.
Right.
So he's complaining about the mother, right?
Yeah.
But see, look at my man right here. My man got a hoop nose ring. What did he expect in life? This is what I'm saying, man. A lot of times, man, what you do to yourself, you kind of align with the pull of people. Shout out to Bolo. Bolo says, hey, your vibe attract your tribe. So you got a hoop nose ring, you probably put yourself in a category of like these type of chicks. So we just want to keep that in mind when we hear the story.
Oh yeah. And like I said, judging like the person, like again, we look at a person, right, just at first glance, you're already gonna be judging anyway. So you're gonna probably be thinking like, all right, there has to be something more to the story than what he's gonna be talking about. But hey, I digress. I'm gonna play the video. And Wally, you the one who sent this, right? Or was it Stan?
I think it was Wally. It was Wally.
Okay. Well, credits to Wally for sending this, man, because now
Yeah,
we
shout
have.
out to Wally.
All right, let's go ahead and play this.
What you call a trash bitch. And I don't give a fuck what y'all hoes say. If a woman do this type of shit, me and y'all leave these fucking kids alone.
I just found out that my son has a PS5 at his dad's house. I told him that he needs to go ahead and bring the console over here to share with his 6 siblings. If not, he's not allowed to go see his dad anymore. My son goes to his dad's house every weekend, and every time he comes back, he's always talking about, oh, you know, this is what I played on the PS5, and this is what I did, and blah, blah, blah. And his siblings here do not have that. And to me, I don't think it's fair. So I told him that if he wants to continue seeing his father, he needs to grab that PS5, bring it over here so his brothers and sisters could play with it. It's not fair that we here cannot afford it, but your dad can. That's not fair. And if I told him if he doesn't want to bring it over here, then he needs to go ahead and trash that PS5, because it's not fair that he has a gaming console and his other brothers and sisters don't. I told my son, next time you leave your dad's house, you make sure you pack that PS5 in your bag. And if you don't, we are going to have problems. There's going to be consequences for you not bringing it home. I just found out that my son...
So this is definitely not no motherfucking clickbait. Because my baby mama did the same thing with my son, except it wasn't with a PS5. My son's younger brother, because his daddy was in prison, she told my son that I died in prison. So she told both her sons that their daddies died in prison to make it to where one wouldn't ask what a father was and the other one didn't have a father. You know what I'm saying? One had a father around and the other one didn't. So she basically made it to where both of us were losers, when I'm definitely not a loser. I own a whole construction safety company. I got all kind of shit I do. Got apartment company, all kind of shit. I'm a millionaire. So mothers do this to try to make everything. They will, if one kid has a bad father, she will keep the one with the good father away from his dad, so none of her kids can ask about where's my father, because that other one got a daddy and this one don't. Mothers do that all the time. So that's why most men are not deadbeat fathers. It's because the baby mama got another deadbeat daddy and she trying to equalize her kids. So me and my son don't even get along because of that. So even though he know what I do for a living, he know I'm great, he know I got homes and all kind of cars and all of that stuff, it don't matter to him. It's what his mama put in his head. So that's why I say you got to leave these kids the fuck alone when you got a mama like this. You got to leave them alone. I moved on, and hey, me and my daughter get along. I moved on. Hey, when he get older, if he grows some nuts and stop listening to his mama, then he can come fuck with me. Until then, he don't need to talk to me. As long as he thinking like his mama, he don't need to talk to me. Stay the fuck out of my life, because I don't need no enemy behind my back trying to ruin my life.
Do you feel like he was justified or fair for him to say that?
No. Because it kind of tie into, man, like I said, I like looking at images, man. Mm-hmm. Because even though it sounded like he had like the finances and shit like that.
Yeah.
Man, you know, a lot of men, like I said, operate off a desire, man. And when you don't take that time to, you know, dissect who you with, and man, you go raw on somebody like that and you attach yourself for like 18 years with a kid with that, man, I don't want to hear that. Oh, they ain't shit. They bad. Cause man, I know a lot of times people try to sell this whole bullshit where, oh man, this person just changed. I didn't notice. Nah, man, you see a lot of these red flags early. People don't really do it like a whole 360 like this. These people ain't master manipulators. Like these motherfuckers ain't Hannibal Lecter. You know what I'm saying? Like they studied like psychology and the human brain where they could like actually trick you into some shit. So, man, when you operate, like I said, off those desires, man, that's when you land with somebody bad, and typically it just spirals out of control. But nah, when you have a kid, man, it's your responsibility, man, to be in their life. You know, you created that mess. So it's just like, nah, you don't get to like, whoa, this happened, so I'm just gonna, you know, part ways because it's too hard. It's like, nah, man, take your ass to court, go fight for custody. And then whatever that looks like, man, say like you only get the weekends, that's what you get. And you just have a good time with your kid, and they might be a little mad at you because of some stuff, but over time it's gonna balance out. But yeah, you don't get to like just detach yourself because it's a little hard and frustrating. It's like, yeah, if you put yourself in a bad situation, it is gonna be a little harder and stuff. But you're gonna make it harder, like on a kid not having a parent in there. Nah, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
But what he was saying, he did have some good parts, man, because you know, some of the females when they do have like multiple baby daddies, because I seen it happen to a couple of guys that I knew. Like if they have like bad dads and shit, they're not doing nothing, they will lean on a guy that has his stuff together. They'll try to like utilize him to like he was saying, equalize stuff. But like I said, it kind of goes back on to like, man, you got to make sure you get with somebody that takes like motherhood serious, that don't want to be attached to a ton of people. That's why I said, like, when I was dating, man, at a young age, man, I was asking these type of questions like, hey, man, like, I was looking at how people maneuver, so I wouldn't even be taking no risk with somebody that exhibited certain traits and shit like that. So, yeah, I'd just be blowing my mind when I be hearing, like, grown-ass men attaching themselves to, like, women like that. Because I was like, man, at, like, a young age, man, I wasn't rolling the dice like that. I was like, fuck that. I was like, that's 18 years. You know, you got to deal with somebody if it goes sideways.
Mm-hmm. Shouts to She Stole My Thunder.
What's good? She Stole My Thunder. My bad, Wally. I know you was trying to say something.
I didn't say nothing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so when people try to like detach, man, it's just like, look, you got 18 years, raise your kid, man, and you know, say like if I had one son, I got my son now, and me and my wife didn't work out, I would have had no more kids after that. Cause I didn't want to attach myself to too many people. So I was adamant on that. I'm like, if it don't work out, I'm just going to focus on raising my son, whatever that looked like. Oh, well, you know, I made that, created this situation. I got to deal with it, man. And I would have pumped all my efforts into my kid versus like, I think a lot of people, man, say like, if this first situation is too hard with that, they go and they create other families and shit. And then some of them families, you know, they start going sideways. So, you know, I got one friend, man, he got like multiple baby moms and they got all bad situations. And I be looking at the logistics on that shit because he got to rearrange like pickups with all these like different moms. And, you know, he be like, because he wants to get all the kids at the same time so they can hang out. They like, nope, none of them will work with him. So I'm like, damn, man. Like, so when I seen this earlier, I was like, ain't no way in hell I want to deal with that type of shit.
Right.
But yeah, people would jump in to keep creating kids in these dynamics. I'm like, damn, what y'all like gluttons for punishment? After you get like one bad situation, I'm like, I'm tapping out. I'm done. I'm going to get clipped. But what was your stance on his point, M3? You what do you think about a man talk about like, man, you could detach from a kid?
To me, honestly, man, like it just like seemed like it was just like some like hood shit. You know, he gave me like hood vibes that I didn't really appreciate because I get the frustration and the anger if the mom is not allowing like, you know, like just, you know, like the child to like see the father or whatever. But then it's like at the end, it's like when you put him on blast like that, then it makes me kind of feel like, well, maybe he don't really need to see you or whatever, right? Because it kind of like gave me the sense that, okay, he's not really stable mentally or emotionally, you know? When you're talking about like, oh, my kid need to grow some nuts or whatever, as if like he's mature enough to even find out or mature enough to like really like, you know, have like a man-to-man type of conversation. And unfortunately, like, you know, it's stuff that you had to try to like push a little bit harder, you know, to try to break out of. But if you can't do anything and there's nothing you could do, man, just leave it like as it is, man. Like don't take it personal on the kid. You just have to like look at the fact that it's like, okay, you messed with the wrong person. That person poisoned your kid's mind or whatever about you. And so now like you just gotta hope that as the years go by, you do your due diligence, that maybe the kid will grow up, man, and he'll start like, you know, seeing like the real side of you. But you going on Facebook, I mean it's not Facebook, you going on social media and you bashing him too, it just makes people give like a justification of why like you shouldn't even like be connected with your son anyway.
Yeah, because like, man, the behavior pattern, like when he showed the female in the clip, that's terrible. You know, for like her to do that for the one kid, and that's why, like I said, man, you should have a lot of like kids by multiple people, man, because it does create like different complexities. You know what I'm saying? Because like one kid's dad might be well to do, so say like if you know my wife, for example, say like me and her didn't work out, she wouldn't have had another kid. You know, I'm financially good, so my son is gonna be taking, man, he gonna have like a car. But say like some of the other kids, like their dad was broke and shit, she could be like, oh, you know, your dad, you can't have a car. You know, she could kind of punish him a little bit because, you know, he's gonna be having like nicer clothes probably. So she could be like, oh no, you can't have this because, you know, your other siblings don't got it. That's unfair, man. But this is why you shouldn't create a lot of those complexities, man. You better take it serious because, you know, people do tend to like be unfair, or say like if people get remarried and they have a kid with that other person, a lot of times the original kid would kind of feel like left out because, man, they feel like, damn, they got a kid with each other. They're, you know, that guy's going to have a different connection with that kid. So they're getting pushed out. So that's why, like I said before, I would have never moved in a house with woman that had a kid and stuff, because a lot of psychiatrists, they'd be like, man, you know, those complexities could impact those kids and stuff. It could do some harm and stuff. So that's why I was like, yeah, I would let that kid like be with their mom, stay in the environment, and then, you know, once they graduate, kind of leave the house, man, that's when, you know, you could move in and stuff. But yeah, that complex stuff a lot of times is harmful. You know, it don't end well for kids, man.
Yeah, for real.
But yeah, you can't just check out like that. Nah, you gotta suck it up. But I do like all the videos you chose, man, because like I said, that first one, man, the imagery, leading by example. See, this is what it was, a kind of a good buildup, like you said, man, with the 3 different dynamics, because it all kind of ties into those dynamics and stuff. So that was pretty clever, man.
Yeah, man. I had a. You know, so I threw in like a dark skinned brother at the end, though. So, party.
Okay. I like balance. We got some balance over here.
Yeah, but Wally, man, like what's your final thoughts?
As far as what, like what exactly you want me to speak on the clip?
Oh, just basically like the last video that we looked into.
Yeah, I'm saying like from what perspective, like just overall, or are we just saying?
Yeah, just overall, what was like your just whatever came to your mind.
I mean, in all totality, when I saw the clip originally, I'm like, at first, I'm saying to myself, like, okay, yeah, like you trying to tell. I mean, at first, the first thing that came into my mind, like, yeah, if you're a father, you have a kid with a woman that has kids from someone else. At this point, it's like you got to coach your own kid to recognize, like, hey, what happens here, do not speak about it. What you do here, meaning, be like you have to teach your kid to be discreet about what you actually did when you was over there. So, like, for instance, like let's say like like there's something like, for instance, just like how the mother talking about the boy talking about, oh, he was playing the PlayStation. Don't say that. Just say that you was over there, you had fun with your dad. That's it. Or you went somewhere, whatever. The things like that you can actually, that is controllable without being controlled in a sense, right? Because her trying to dictate, oh, you got to bring that PlayStation. Like, look, the PlayStation is not only.
I got smoke for Wally now.
Yeah. Go ahead and find that smoke in the trash can. Because personally, look, no, I'm being so serious. Like, personally, I'm not like, again, if I got something for my kid, that's for mine. Go hunt the other baby daddy to go do something good for their kids. You over here want to talk about trying to control what the heck I do for mine and what he got going on. Yeah, because that's my son. I do what I do for my kid. You need to go hunt the other baby fathers to go do right for their kid. I'm not onus of yours. But at the end of the day, I do blame the doofus for motherfucking dealing with the kids in the first place, because, well, this is what happens when you deal with a mother that has kids from someone else, because now they're trying to dictate you to be, quote unquote, the new daddy of the household. Well, that's your problem. But ultimately, all in all, I do believe like, yeah, there should be a sensibility of you got to coach your kid to somewhat be discreet about things that you did when you're somewhere else. Because again, you don't want to get too much, in my honest opinion. But as far as like the father part, though, speaking about his whole situation with his son and everything else, and how the mother was being manipulated. I mean, look, I took that as anything else of what 50 Cent went through.
Say that last part again.
Okay, I'm sorry, I was being confused by the comment. But no, I mean, I can't see no different because the thing, like the same thing with the father was talking about, is sort of like the same thing what 50 Cent went through.
Oh yeah, with Def and Joy.
It was literally like symmetry. It's like, all right, you know, your mother said this, now she did this, and now you over here feeling some type of way, even though you know I'm right here. Like I'm telling you, I'm your father. And you still feeling some type of way on some other stuff because your mom's just selling lies versus the overall truth. And again, they're kids, you know how it is, you know. Kids will never know nothing better until they get older. And, you know, it is what it is. But now to the point of him saying, you know, all the other extra stuff, you know, look, again, it's all like, again, if he's gonna say that, I'm guessing the kid is probably older by now, right? Because he did, and because again, he did mention that he had a daughter, so his and his daughter are good. So it just the boy that's the issue, whatever. I mean, again, I don't know how old the son is at this point within him telling that story and all that, but if you're gonna say like, you know, whenever he want to pick up his nuts, and I understand why he's saying that, because he's saying that in the sense of you're being too feminine versus being whatever. But it's like, what do you expect from a kid at this? What do you expect from a boy that whatever the mother sold? It's like, again, you got to understand the mother's selling too much of something negative in his mind to the point that he's broken in a sense of truth. So it's like, what do you expect from him at that point? When you got someone that's older and that's being manipulated, just preying on that little mind that just growed up, just knowing that, and then constantly had to live life thinking you were gone, you're dead, you didn't left nothing for him overall, and you're just left with this epiphany. And then he's just growing up, seeing everybody else with a father and everything else, and seeing how they're happy one way or another. You know, it's all that shit. So it's like, I'm not sitting here saying, like, for me, I say it like this, right? I'm guessing whatever moment of them having that discussion of a conversation, if anything, and maybe there were some choice words being said. If the boy says some choice words, then that's on him for saying those choice words, which then leaves where his father's making those choice words. But other than that, it's like, I don't really see any more call for her to say anything else, because it's like, you know what, you can't do nothing. You know what it is. If you know what it is, then you can't really look at the boy and blame the boy. It's like, he's not grown enough to make his own decisions or his own mind state on things. When someone is literally puppet mastering you with strings and lies. So it's like, hey.
Yeah, man, when you in them, man, you just gotta learn how to, because like a kid might say some, you know, when you got a dynamic at that, it's different when you raising them in the house and stuff, because yeah, it was like, man, you on punishment. But it's like when you got those weird dynamics, yeah, you just gotta approach them differently, man, and you just gotta have some patience, because you don't want to like tap out and let the kid just, you know, foster bitterness, because like, you know, the easy thing would do, like what that guy was talking about, oh man, I want to deal with it. You know, he's got issues. I'm just going to stay over here. Nah. Because now what happened if that kid spiral out of control and shit? You know, you're going to feel guilty back on the back end. So, nah, you got to handle your responsibility. But yeah, man, it's just like, y'all be going raw on these chicks. So I be telling dudes, I'm like, man, you got to look at what's the cost that they say now to raise a kid from like 1 to 18. I think they said now it's like close to 400,000. You got to look at each nut. Nah, just over lifetime, 400,000 for 1 to 18. What? Huh?
For one.
Yeah, for one. But that's what I'm saying. You got to look at each nut as like a $400,000 investment. So you got to look at that person that you laying up with. Like, man, is this worth this? Could I see myself in a bad custodial arrangement with this person? Did I have these important discussions? Because, man, literally, if you start looking at stuff like an investment like that, you be like, oh, hell no, where my condoms at? Let me put this condom on. I don't know shit about this person. Yeah, what they call it, cost per nut. You motherfuckers better start keeping that shit in mind, because yeah, that's an 18-year attachment, man. And like what that guy's going through, he's explaining how she's like damaging the kid and keeping him away. I just knew young I ain't want to deal with none of that shit. So yeah, I was like, oh hell no, I ain't maneuvering bad out here. I can't even play with myself like that.
Shoot, she stole my thunder. Said that last number she saw was 13,000 per kid per year.
Yeah, they got multiple, but I know with inflation and everything that jumped up, it jumped up quite a bit, because you even look at the like housing costs now, man. The rates, it's ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah, but multiply that by like 17, 18. That's 234,000. I mean, well, by now, yeah, it definitely is a little bit more than that, because, of course, inflation, as they say, for me, I look at that as corporations just being greedy. But I mean, yeah, last time, yeah, it should be somewhere around there, like 300 to 400K for one kid, actually. Yeah, because if you think about a lot of if your kid does extracurricular activities, all that stuff and everything else, they add into it, and then however you
they probably factor in like daycare too and shit like that.
Yeah, all
daycare.
that stuff. Yeah, because a lot of that is just getting overpriced these days. That's what I'm saying. Like, they call that inflation. I call that just corporations just being greedy.
Nah, facts. Yeah, it's a lot to it, man. Because they usually give the range. So like what She Stole My Thunder, she's right, because it's a range. Because sometimes like how you live too impacts that number range. So yeah, I'm seeing it. It says from like 200 to 500,000 plus.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
So yeah,
because you got to think about it too, right? It's like, depending how you raise your kid and what you spend on them, like when it comes to clothes and shoes, you can factor that in on a whole different radar as well, and just be like, yeah, that's even more money you would spend. Because let's be honest, these parents be wanting these kids to be fly, the highest pair of Nikes, the highest pair of J's and shit. And I'm like,
Nah, that's facts.
That's shit.
But yeah, the last thing before we start wrapping up, where I was saying I was gonna give Wally some pushback.
Yeah,
it's like, if I have my kid and he's going to his house, I'm gonna be like, hey, you better stun on your little siblings. You better tell them what we did over what we doing all this fly shit over here. I don't care if they broke over there. That have nothing to do with me. You better tell them about the shrimp we was eating over here. All the video games we playing. Rub that shit in on them.
You just petty, nigga. You just petty.
Hell yeah. Tell them to step it up. And if you don't like it over there, your mom starts fucking with you, you can come live with me, man. Respect the fly shit. We ain't about to downgrade it.
Petty as hell.
Hella petty, man. But hey, I respect that.
Hell yeah, stun on them. When you walk in that house, man, you got a fox coat on. Tell your little siblings they ain't shit.
Walking in stealing like that.
Just mush them. First one I come up, oh, that's a nice jacket. Just mush him. Like, get off me, man. Your dirty ass off me.
No, I like that, man. But yeah, man. Yeah, this concludes, man. Like tonight's like Toxic Tuesday, and man, like I ain't gonna lie, man. We definitely did cover a lot of toxic shit though for tonight. So
nah, we did, man. This was fun, man. Welcome back, man. I enjoyed this.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. And She Stole My Thunder. She says, yeah, even at the low end, buying the no name brands, shopping at Costco, you might get with $80K after 18 years, maybe especially later teen years, when you can ask kids to start working.
Yeah.
Look, kids gonna be working at age 14, man. We're gonna find a way.
You meal prep, that's a different story. Man, that's actually saving value, actually.
We'll get you some crypto or something. But yeah, man. Anyways, y'all, man, it was fun, like have this live stream with you guys. And we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you everybody for tuning in. And we're definitely out.
All right, y'all. Peace.
marriage and relationships.